Hey, you guys. Hey, welcome back. And just like last time, that includes me. What am I doing here? Hey, I wanted to get all candied for today. And that's gone very strangely so far because I've got some like sensory issues. And boy, are they coming on strong. So let's go. Hey, okay, so I wanted to talk today about how I mistakenly, for most of my life, kind of equated pinatas with affection, with loyalty, with love. Whew, my dad works very hard. He always has. He would do actually anything to keep us safe, make sure that we have food and shelter, and a lot of times that meant being an extra. A lot of times it meant volunteering on days where it would be hard to not have him home because those days pay extra and then we can afford to actually do something fun. But because he wasn't there. And so many times I heard him up late. And even if he couldn't be there with us because of the circumstances of our lives, he would make a piñata by himself with just stuff around the house. And I felt like that was a physical representation of the fact that he was always there, despite whatever was going on, and we were always loved greatly because that was a sacrifice to lose some energy, lose some time, lose some sleep, so we would feel special, and I always did. And wow, it meant so much to me over the years that when I would see a homemade pinata, I would just get these little warm, happy, supported, joyful feelings. I remember my Uncle Manny before he died, years before he died, he gave me airplane pinata that he was just probably just done working on. Maybe he didn't get to use it, or he's curious about like if he could make a cool airplane, and he did. And it probably looking back wasn't even a thing like at all. But when he was done with it, he was just done with it. And he's like, "Would you like to have this?" And I was like, "Oh, you love me just as much as my dad does. That makes me feel like an extra special baby child person." Oh, and I never told him, but I kept that in my room for so many years. I never even put candy in it. I just looked at it and felt like I would be accepted by more members of the family. He had struggles with mental illness, and I was a kid. I didn't particularly know, or okay, let's be honest, particularly even ask why. You just enjoy your family, and you don't. Well, okay, I don't question enough, but I could see that things were difficult, and I knew that every simple and what are very commonly referred to as easy things were always a struggle for me too. And I thought, he is so dearly loved by everyone in the family that there's a chance I'll always be loved, even if I don't stop struggling myself. And it was very comforting. His existence made me feel like part of the family. He didn't have to do anything in particular. And so to get a piñata from him too was ah very, very, you know what, I felt like I had earned my little place, even though it wasn't intentional and it wasn't specific to me. I just felt what I felt and I ran with it. And so one day, many years down the line, I have my own kid. And I'm like, here's a pinata kid, and here's a pinata kid. And not just that, but just making it just in the days in advance. Like, what kind of thing do you want? What kind of party do you want to have? I'm going to construct something. I'm going to make a sculpture of my own bare hands, raw ingredients, and just ripped things from every spot where I can grab materials from for free because wow, we were broke. Everybody. And one year, I got a little too ambitious, and I gave myself a little less time than I needed. And this beautiful like princess pinata that I made for my kid, um, it ruptured easily. Not only did none of the kids get a second turn, but the older kids, including my kid, didn't get a first crack at it. As one of the oldest kids in the family, they just don't get the first crack at it. I don't care what tradition is. they're bigger than everyone and stronger than everyone, and I want it to be like a full day. But it broke me. I went inside the house and I just tried to quietly have a meltdown in the kitchen. And it was completely wonderful to find out not long after the party, because I like settle myself down and I go back out there and we have fun, and it is fun. And I felt loved, and we are loved. But I felt like I hadn't shown that to my kid, and it hurt so bad, the idea that I had withheld that out of just hubris. And you know what happened? When we talked, even at a young age, they were they were able to tell me, Mom, that's really weird, and I don't know why you think that. And it turns out, they felt loved because I cared so much, and they felt loved because I respect and support them. Like, I we make all of our decisions as a group, even if I have final say, especially when they were like 2. I genuinely want to know what they think about, and I genuinely want to know what their concerns are. And I guess just living that way for, what was it, maybe the first 10 years of their life, 11 years of their life, the piñata was just a thing that was nice to have. It can mean love, and it can be a sign of sacrifice. And in no way is it necessary, in no way is it the only one. And I realized that I had loved people, and I had been loved in return, and it was a hard and an essential lesson. Sorry. One individual action cannot make or break those connections. Which means I'm gonna do a crazy one this year, and if it fails, I'm just gonna laugh. I love all of you. Okay, bye bye.